Stuffed cookies seems to be quite the rage out there right now, and if you love these jumbo stuffed cookies, let me know which flavor or what type do you like the most in the comment section down below. Now I'm doing this video as part of Santa's Favorite Cookies collab 2021 with some other YouTubers. So we have Jim, Dolores, Kathy, Karen, Ellen, and Deborah. They all have some great cookies for you all to see, and be sure to check out all of their videos, and you can also search for that hashtag to get all of the collab videos. Now let's get started with these amazing cookies. Now this video is going to be a two-parter. So today we're going to go over what makes a great stuffed cookie. What do you have to do with the dough to make sure you can stuff it properly? What's the best stuffing technique? And in the second part, we'll go crazy with decorating and stuffing our cookies, and you won't have to wait long for that video because that is coming out on Monday. So stay tuned and hit subscribe. Let's get started. So in a bowl, add in your sugars first. So use some brown sugar and some regular granulated sugar. I'm using a ratio of 2:1, 2 being the brown sugar. I really like what it does to the color and the sweetness of the final cookie. Then add in some cold sticks of butter, not room temperature, and then just start your KitchenAid mixer with the paddle attachment until it's nice and smooth. You can run it on medium to medium high speed, so between 5 to 8 to really get this perfect texture. It may take you between 30 seconds to a minute. Now if you don't have a stand mixer like this, then you can also use a hand mixer to make this dough. Now once you have a nice and smooth texture just like this, kind of like peanut butter, then add in your eggs and then start mixing it again. This time you want to mix it until this all looks nice and fluffy and the color becomes much paler. So we look kind of like this after about 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and then after that, turn it off. Now add in your baking or cake flour, your all-purpose flour, baking powder, and baking soda, and then continue to mix this until you have a nice and stiff dough. Now be sure to sieve your flour first before adding, just to make sure that the consistency in the recipe is the same every single time. Now once the dough has come together, then stop the mixer, add in your chocolate chips or your chocolate chunks, and then continue mixing until it's evenly mixed in with the dough. So take a look at this texture to the video and try to feel it if you can. It's nice and smooth outside. When I press on it, it presses easily, but it doesn't go all the way down. It still has a bit of resistance and it's not sticky at all. It's a really nice balance, and that's why I always recommend you do a test cookie before you make the whole dough, so you can kind of adjust the consistency as needed. It's always better to have a wetter dough than a dough that's too stiff, because you can always add a bit more flour. So now you want to make some golf ball sized portions of your dough, and then just spread that on a large plate, on a large baking sheet, and then just let that chill for at least 30 minutes. Now while that's chilling, we can preheat the oven to 375 Fahrenheit and then start preparing our stuffing as well. Now I'm going to be doing 2 stuffing, and we'll be baking one of them today, and the other one is going to be for part 2. So be sure to stay tuned and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Now I'm taking a tablespoon of each of peanut butter and Nutella at a time, and then just spreading it out on this baking sheet with some parchment paper. Then just set this in the freezer until it's nice and solid, and that's going to be the perfect state for us to use it to stuff it in our cookies without making a big mess. Now I really got into stuffed cookies from 2 Canadian bakers, Kai Cookies and Made by Nikki, and then Dolores reached out to me about this collab. My girlfriend loves stuffed cookies, so I was kind of in a tough spot and I had to get this recipe out and get this to work. So it was a lot of fun trying all the different kinds of doughs to see what works best. And talking about testing, we're not going to make all the portions that we just put in the fridge right now to chill. I have 2 more portions made from 2 different types of mixtures and combination of doughs. Now on the left side here, I have a portion made entirely of all-purpose flour. In the middle is what we made right now, which is made of 2 parts all-purpose and 1 part cake flour. And on the right side, that dough is made out of double O pizza flour. So what's the difference? The double O pizza flour is high in protein, high in gluten. The all-purpose has a medium level of protein, medium level of gluten, and the cake flour is a low level of protein and gluten. So we'll put a Nutella stuffing on each 3 types of stuffed cookie doughs, and then at the end I'll describe to you what it tastes like and how it ends up looking as well. Now let's go over the stuffing, which is going to be the same regardless of what kind of dough you have and what kind of stuffing you're doing. So because the dough is really nice and easy to form and it's not sticky, just take a portion and then flatten that out. Do the same with the other portion as well, and then just set that aside. Add in your stuffing in the middle, making sure you have enough room on the sides to create a lip to seal that stuffed cookie. Now with the top portion, just create a bit of a dimple in the middle to help create a dome, and then close the stuffed cookie and then just lightly pinch the lips to a seal. And once it's all sealed, just toss the ball from one hand to the other while lightly pressing on it to create a nice and smooth ball just like this. Now I'm going to do the same with these other 2 portions as well. You want to flatten out each of the discs, then add in your stuffing, making sure there's enough lip left on the side to make that seal. Put a dimple on the second portion, create a dome, create a seal, lightly pinch to make the edges stick, and then toss from one hand to the other while pressing lightly to create a nice and smooth ball. And we're not going to add any toppings right now. This is just for the essence, what it takes to make a great stuffed cookie. And in part 2 is where we'll go crazy with the toppings and we'll show you the best ways to do the topping. Now depending on your oven, you want to bake this for 12 to 15 minutes or until you get some nice golden brown color on the sides. And then once cooked, just let this cool down naturally on the baking sheet itself for about 12 to 13 minutes. Then transfer these onto a wire rack and let that cool down for another 10 minutes just to make sure it's really nice and cool down, easy to handle, you don't burn yourself. But if you're anything like me, you don't want to wait that long and you are going to break the rules and eat this while it's hot. So why not just do that right now, okay? Ignore what I said earlier. It's just so good. It's gonna be smelling so good. It's stuffed with chocolate. We can't wait. So I'm gonna be breaking open the one with 2 parts all-purpose, 1 part cake, and just take a look at how soft that texture is and how great that stuffing was. Now I ate all 3 of these, and here's the difference. Now the one made with double O flour was in fact a bit chewier, and it did taste more like dough, like I want to say pizza dough, but you do taste the breadiness of it. It's bizarre, and I recommend you try it just to see what it's like, so you know more about why we choose to use one flour over the other. Now for the all-purpose flour, all-purpose, no cake flour, that was really good. If somebody gave that to me and somebody gave me the one with the cake flour, I probably couldn't tell them apart. So in case you don't want to go out of your way, get cake flour, you don't have to. It works really well with just all-purpose. I guess that's why it's called all-purpose. Now, there was a difference, a slight difference with the one with the cake flour and the all-purpose flour. It was a bit fluffier, a bit lighter, and I really did enjoy that texture. And that's why that's gonna be my go-to recipe for this stuffed cookie. these cookies and these dough balls can be easily frozen, so don't be afraid to try different types of combinations of flour. See what you like, see what you don't like, and then eat the rest whenever it works best for you and you're not stuck with a bunch of cookies. Freeze them. They freeze really well, they defrost really well. And if you want more desserts from me, and if you want to see the part 2 of this video on Monday, here's a nice preview of it. Be sure to stay tuned, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one.